Hi guys, so today we're going to be finding out what people secretly think about you. So I do want to point out that just because people secretly think these things about you, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're true, okay? So I've got 3 piles for you to choose from today. I'm going to show you the piles. Okay. So, the Polar Bear Mystic card right here will be pile 1, the Butterfly Rebirth card will be pile 2, and the Cougar Assertive card will be pile 3. So, take your time, pause the video if you need to, and the timestamps will be in the description box below. Okay, so hi pile 1, let's look at what people secretly think about you. So I feel like with the Saturn card here, I want to say a lot of people think that you have a lot of wisdom. I want to say that I think you've been through a lot of trials and tribulations here, and I think you've had to really persevere and to kind of grow here, and people pick up on this. This is what they secretly think about you. People also secretly think that you're very resilient, I want to say, and very disciplined actually. They think you have willpower, is something I pick up on too. I also feel with the Mars card here as well, people think you're also very determined secretly. For some of you here, I feel like people may be slightly afraid when you get a little bit angry. Or it could be that they secretly feel like if you pop off, you will really seriously pop off here with the Mars card, and kind of destroy everything in your path for some of you. People secretly think that you're very fiery as well, that you have a lot of passion underneath. Very interesting. With the Peacock Vibrancy card as well, I pick up that a lot of people secretly think you're very attractive actually. They feel like perhaps a lot of you are quite creative here as well, I want to say. Maybe even colourful, like you have a very colourful sort of personality. You shine, you stand out, is what people think about you. Yeah, people are definitely secretly attracted to you here, pile 1. But the interesting thing here as well, you guys, with the Moon card and with the Water card here as well, I feel like people think you also have this mysterious and mystical side, right? Being that you chose the Polar Bear Mystic card, people think that you do hold this deep wisdom and this deep knowledge actually. I feel like people also think that you're connected to a higher power in a sense, I want to say, and very much connected to your own power here. But the thing is with the Moon card as well, I really pick up that people feel like maybe you have this other side to you that you don't show the world. I feel like people don't know exactly how to gauge your emotions. Maybe you keep your emotions really well hidden here. I pick up that people secretly think you may be quite intuitive as well, for sure. And especially with this Water card here as well, I feel like people secretly think that you might actually have this sensitive side, and these deep emotions that run through you actually. But I do feel again that this is, it's very secretive. I do feel people want to know more about how you feel, especially, being that it seems to be kind of hidden from them in some sort of way here. I also pick up with the Contract card in reverse that people secretly think that perhaps if you wrong them in some sort of way here, that you're not afraid to kind of just cut them off. Well, if they wrong you, sorry, that you're not afraid to just cut them off and exert some kind of boundary here. I also pick up that a lot of people secretly think you're hiding something, which is, it's kind of odd, right? Something else I see with the Listen card, people think that you are People secretly think you're great listeners, I want to say. I think people do pick up that you have this empathetic side, on one hand, for sure. They feel like maybe you're the type of person that could understand their problems and listen to them when they talk, and really feel into them is something I get. They feel like they could maybe trust you if they told you a secret as well, I think, pile 1. I also pick up, however, with this Healer of the Ages card in reverse, I feel like people secretly think you're always working on yourself, always working on your own healing, on your own journey, your own path here. I also pick up that people secretly think that they can't 100% gauge you. It's like they have somewhat of an insight, but they can't fully comprehend your power here and your depth, I want to say. I also feel like people think that you can be really giving and kind, and you have this kind of healing energy to a lot of people, I want to say. But I think that they perhaps pick up as well that maybe you neglect to heal yourself sometimes, in a sense. Perhaps you're so focused on trying to heal others from their perspective that you maybe don't give yourself enough attention sometimes here. It's something people secretly think. Wow. Beautiful. Interesting. So again, this energy of intuition is really being highlighted here with the Moon card and the High Priestess here. I feel like people do think that you're very secretive secretly. They feel like maybe you have deep dark secrets, I want to say, and that you've perhaps been through things that nobody knows about, in a sense. They also feel like, I want to say that if they perhaps tried to lie to you, or deceive you in some kind of way here, I feel like people know that it wouldn't work actually, in a sense, because you are very tapped in, you're very intuitive, right, pile 1? I also feel like with this Moon card in reverse here, people secretly think that you can be really fearless when you want to be, actually, and you're perhaps unafraid to maybe go places where others would fear to dwell, right? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, again, with this Seven of Swords, I don't know why, but perhaps for a small amount of you here, there are people that seem to think you would judge them, maybe behind their back, or maybe say things behind their back for a really small amount of you here. But again, this secrecy is being highlighted here, and this mystery that they kind of want to know more about. With the Page of Wands in reverse here as well, I do feel like people do think you're quite mature, in a sense. They think you're very spiritually evolved too, very wise, and really unafraid to venture within is what people seem to secretly think about you here. Interesting. Something I see, however, with the Hanged Man and the Tower in reverse, I feel like sometimes people think you're afraid to make certain changes in your life, or that you maybe stagnate where it's time for you to perhaps cut things off, in a sense. I feel like people think that sometimes you could be more action oriented, in a sense, when it comes to kind of just releasing BS in your life, and perhaps when it comes to your goals as well. Maybe people kind of think that you like to maybe sit around and wait. This is kind of what they secretly think, right? And that doesn't have to be the truth here, you guys, either. I also feel like people secretly think you've been through a lot with the Six of Swords in reverse here. I feel like people get this vibe that you've had to really move away from things that have hurt you or not served you in the past here. And they pick up on your strength, actually. People do secretly think you are a very strong person, pile one. Something really wonderful as well, with the Ten of Cups here, I feel like a lot of people have this perception that you would perhaps make a really great mom or a great dad, or that you would be like wifey or husband material. With the Nine of Cups here as well, I feel like a lot of people fantasize about being with you. They feel like you're kind of a dream come true in a way here. I think you have a lot of people secretly fantasizing about you, pile one, as well, I want to say, especially in a romantic sense, I get as well. People also secretly think that although you do have this mystery and this depth, and this secretive vibe that they think you kind of exude, right? They feel like you do have this happy-go-lucky side, I want to say, and that you can be fun and enjoy life, and be, you know, sweet, nurturing, all those kinds of things. Actually, I do pick up. I feel like with the Seven of Cups here, people may think that you have a lot of options, maybe when it comes to your dating life perhaps, or just generally in life. I feel like people think that success could be available to you in a lot of ways here. Perhaps you have a lot of skills and talents, actually, and people really think about this. I also feel like people secretly think you're very dreamy in a sense. They feel like you have something very mystical, dreamy about you, and they want to know more. With the Seven of Cups as well, I want to say, I feel like people may think sometimes you're a little bit indecisive, secretly, but at the same time, it kind of, it holds this charm in a way for people. I feel like people may find it a little bit cute, maybe, something of that nature. With the Seven of Pentacles here as well, you guys, people think that you work really hard secretly. They feel like you really grind. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse here as well, I feel like people perhaps think you have a lot of responsibilities and things on your plate, I want to say, that you have to handle and juggle. I feel like sometimes people secretly think, though, that you overwhelm yourself. Maybe with the amount of things that you do at once. Perhaps you're really busy, right? You give me this vibe of a busy bee, I want to say, pile one. And people secretly think that about you. Interesting. So with the Six of Pentacles in reverse here, I feel like people do secretly think that you're very giving, and that you can be very generous, and sweet, all those kinds of things, right? But they do, again, also think here that you maybe give too much to others when you need to give to yourself. Perhaps you spend so much time trying to kind of do things for other people, whereas people secretly think that you need to give some more time back to yourself, actually, here. Interesting. With the Two of Wands here, I pick up that people secretly think you can be quite distant sometimes. I don't know why, but I get this vibe with my pile ones that perhaps you can be a little bit moody or brooding at times, and I feel like it's not because you mean to be. I feel like because you're quite sensitive and emotional, actually, in a sense here, that you need some time to kind of recuperate, actually. But people kind of gauge this as you being distant, and perhaps even in your own world here, I want to say. I feel like people think you might be in your own world. People secretly want to know what you're thinking, though, as well, pile one. They want to know what's going on in your head. They want to know what you're feeling, right? They want to know more about you secretly, pile one. So with the Queen of Cups here, you guys, people do think you're very sweet and nurturing, very good listeners, very understanding here. People think you you have this very understanding side, I want to say. But people also think that you have this side here with the Nine of Swords that can really seriously overthink. I feel like people secretly think that at times you maybe get in your own head. Or perhaps some people secretly think as well that you may have you may struggle with like anxiety or stress, or perhaps insomnia. With the Three of Pentacles here, you guys, people secretly think that you'd be really great working in a team. I feel like people really want to work with you. They want to work on projects and do things with you. I also pick up that a lot of people would actually want to be friends with you guys, pile one. They secretly feel like you'd make a really good friend to them, actually, in a sense here. Again, this very hard-working energy coming through. With the Page of Swords as well, I feel like people think you're very knowledgeable, very smart, that you have a lot of ideas. Actually, you're full of ideas. People think you have a lot of knowledge and information, perhaps on various different subjects here, and they feel like they could learn something from you secretly. I feel like people feel like, or they secretly think rather, that you would make a good teacher, and they want to be your student, that kind of thing, especially when it comes not just down to physical and practical matters, but I feel like when it comes to maybe spiritual matters or matters of the heart, people feel like they could confide in you, and you'd have some really good advice and wisdom for them. Very interesting here. Okay, Pearl One, so that is what I'm picking up for you. I do hope that resonated, and thank you for watching. Hi Pile 2, let's find out what people secretly think about you. So right off the bat, Pile 2, with the Venus card here, I want to say that a lot of people think you are very beautiful. They think you're very attractive here. I also pick up that a lot of people secretly think you have this sweet side to you, this perhaps romantic side even. And with the Summer card being here as well, it's really giving me this vibe that people secretly think you have artistic and creative abilities and talents here, that they want you to show out to the world, I want to say. With the Summer card here as well, I also feel like people think you are this really bright energy. I feel like you are very warm as well, like summer. People secretly think this about you. I also get this vibe as well that people secretly think you're a very lovable person, and also very loving, I want to say. Beautiful. I also feel like with the Pronghorn action card, people feel like you're not afraid to go after the things that you want. Maybe people secretly think you're maybe a little bit spontaneous or impulsive here, but I really get actually that it holds a certain charm, I want to say. People are really charmed by this kind of childlike side to you, I want to say, Pile 2. They find it very endearing. With the Butterfly Rebirth card that you guys have chosen as well, people again do think you're very creative, artistic. You have a lot of artistic talents, and they think you should show this to the world, right? People also think that you have this penchant for recreating yourself, and for rebirthing yourself. I also feel like people secretly think that you maybe switch up your look a lot, or your vibe a lot, or you transform yourself a lot, and they're really intrigued by this. They feel like it's like you're always changing, and up leveling, transforming, right? People pick up on this quiet strength with you guys, Pile 2, and they secretly admire this. I also feel like with the Sea Turtle Protection card, people secretly think that you are quite protective and maybe nurturing in a sense. I also feel like people secretly kind of want to nurture and protect you, being that you have this kind of sweet side to you. I feel like you have a very soft energy, generally speaking, or that's how people perceive you, right? And they kind of want to keep you safe here. I also pick up that your energy, it feels very safe to people. I feel like people secretly think that they like being around you because they feel like you're trustworthy, and you make them feel very safe in your energy. People also think that you have good intentions here as well, Pile 2. Very interesting. With this sixth chakra card here, I feel like people think your visions and your ideas are like brilliant. People think you're very intuitive, maybe even psychic, pile two. You seem to hold this very mystical side, I want to say. People think that you're very connected to a higher power as well. Perhaps some of you are like quite spiritual or religious, something of that nature, but it really doesn't have to be. I feel like a lot of you guys divine channel through your creative work, I want to say, or through whatever you do artistically. You're very tapped in and tuned in, and people secretly think this about you guys. Beautiful. People also feel like you're quite angelic with that card coming out as well. Like you, yeah, like you have this kind of angelic energy is what people seem to think. With the caring connections card, you guys are so beautiful. People secretly think like you would make a really great partner in a romantic sense, and I want to say when it comes to friendship as well, I feel like people secretly think you're actually really great to be around, and that you'd be really loving and caring and attentive to their needs, I want to say. People secretly think you might be maybe the types to fall in love quickly or like go completely head over your heels for someone here. Is what people pick up, that you maybe have this strong romanticism just generally. Very interesting, you guys. With the Judgment card coming out, I want to tell you guys that people secretly think here that you have a very divine purpose in this life, actually. People feel like you're quite special. They secretly think this about you. They feel like whatever your purpose is in this life, it holds a higher power and a higher aim here, I want to say. People also feel like you're very fair as well with the Judgment card coming out, and that you aim to be fair and to perhaps not hurt other people, that kind of thing, right? However, I do want to say that people also secretly think that sometimes you get really deep in your head here with the Eight of Swords. They think that sometimes you, in their head, they maybe perceive you as being oversensitive, which is, it's so far from the truth, you guys. I hate that word. Your sensitivity is beautiful, let me tell you that, pile two. But this is just what people secretly think about you sometimes. Possibly because they can kind of gauge into your depth here, pile two, and your sensitivity and your creativity, but I feel that you guys are quite spiritual, and maybe perhaps you struggle to find people that can fully understand you and this depth that you have. So in their head they kind of perceive you as being like oversensitive, right? Very interesting, you guys, very interesting indeed. With the Eight of Cups in reverse here and the Queen of Swords in reverse here, sometimes people think that there are situations that you need to walk away from, that you maybe delay. I feel like with the Queen of Swords in reverse here, people sometimes think that you need to exert stronger boundaries with others, or that your boundaries are not maybe strong enough. I also feel like with my pile twos, I wouldn't be surprised if you've had a lot of people that have maybe tried to take advantage of you in a sense, or at some point in your life, due to this kind of sensitivity here. Very interesting. With the Death card here as well, however, people secretly think that you hold this mystery. I feel like people secretly think that you may be psychic as well, pile two, or at the very least they definitely pick up on this strong intuition that you have. For some of you, that can maybe communicate with spirits, I want to say. People definitely think about this. They want to know more. They want to kind of know where you get this deep kind of intuition and this psychic power from. With the High Priestess here as well, people do again feel like you're very mysterious, pile two, in a sense. They feel like you have perhaps a secretive side, but I I feel it's not really meant with malicious intent here, but really just that I feel you just keep certain things about yourself to yourself and maybe only reveal this to people who you really know and trust. But people do secretly think that you are perhaps a little bit secretive here, in a sense. But it also really intrigues them at the same time, pile two. Very interesting. I also pick up, however, with the World card in reverse here, although people do think that, again, this very creative energy really sparks from you and that you have so much creativity, artistic talent flowing through your veins, right? They feel like with the World card in reverse that you often doubt this, and that sometimes you maybe don't see how good you are when it comes to your specific talents, right? That people feel like you perhaps doubt yourself a lot here. Or maybe need that extra bit of reassurance and validation. But the thing is, people also know that you're the Empress, pile two, which again is a very high worth, high value person, right? This very divine person, I want to say. I feel like people again do secretly think you are very beautiful, pile two. I feel like a lot of people fantasize about you. I want to say, I'm picking up for a lot of people here that, maybe for my girls watching this, or my guys even, if you're really good at doing like makeup or something like that, people really love this. They secretly really admire this about you. It doesn't have to be makeup, it could be just any kind of artistic talent here, really. And they feel like you have this big destiny in front of you, pile two. They feel like you could really flourish with your talents here, I want to say. With the Five of Swords coming out here, you guys, and the Page of Cups, people secretly think that you can be really forgiving here, I want to say. The types to really forgive, maybe the types that really don't enjoy conflict a lot of the time, I pick up. I feel like for some of you, my pile twos, though, you're not really you may not be afraid to perhaps stand for what it is you believe in, but I feel that when you do that, you do it in this way that's very soft and graceful a lot of the time, and holds this deeper understanding. People also think you're very empathetic. I feel like a lot of people want to offer their cup of love to you, pile two. Again, people really think that you're very sweet here as well, perhaps even innocent for some of you. I feel like with the Ace of Swords as well, people think that you're really good at communicating, I want to say, pile two. I feel like a lot of people, they really enjoy talking to you, actually. I also want to say that people secretly think that you have this wonderful ability here to really highlight the truth, pile two, and perhaps give them the answer to a question that they may have been pondering. It's like you it's like you channel this divine information and give it to them, pile two. I feel that you actually hold a lot of wisdom and knowledge here, pile two, actually, in a sense. And people do secretly think this about you, actually. Very interesting, very, very interesting. With the Eight of Wands here, I pick up that people think you're also really passionate secretly. I think that people definitely know just how driven you can be when it comes to your goals in life, pile two, I want to say. I feel like people also think that you might be quite quick-witted as well. Maybe with the comebacks or the things that you say, perhaps you have a really witty way about you. I want to say people secretly like this as well, for sure. Again, with the Eight of Wands here, a very spontaneous energy being highlighted here. So people do definitely think you do have this side where, although you do kind of doubt yourself at times, they know that you do have the strength to take a risk here. Really interesting. With the Nine of Wands here, people think that even when you're really stressed out with something, or you feel like giving up on something, or perhaps some kind of dream or endeavor you have, people definitely pick up that you do always have the resilience, however, to see this through. I feel like people secretly think that you always find a way to somehow land on your feet. I feel like they really admire your strength and your perseverance, pile 2. With the Eight of Pentacles in reverse here, I feel like people think you not only work hard when it comes to your own goals, your own endeavors, your own work perhaps, right? But actually that you worked really hard on yourself here. People pick up that you're very dedicated to perhaps being the best version of you, and to growing and evolving spiritually, I want to say, pile 2. A lot of people secretly think that you are quite spiritual and wise, actually. With the Six of Swords in reverse here, people secretly think that you've been through something that may have perhaps been life-changing, or a lot of difficult things in your life actually that you've had to somehow overcome, and people do secretly think that although this has caused you a lot of pain, and there is perhaps pain that you have really been through here, you guys, people do again pick up on this strength with you, and this emotional resilience, I want to say, pile 2. People will secretly think you're very deep as well, pile 2. For sure. For sure. Okay, so that is what I am picking up for you, pile 2. I do hope that resonated, and thank you for watching. Hi, pile 3. So let's find out what people secretly think about you. So immediately with this Cougar Assertive card that you guys have chosen, people secretly think you have this very powerful animalistic side, I want to say, that really knows how to lead and how to exert power. People think that you also hold a lot of inner strength and inner power. I feel like people are intimidated by you, however, to a degree here. They're secretly afraid of you in a sense, and they do kind of have these thoughts. Very interesting. Even though at the same time they are pulled in by this very strong side that you guys have, this strength that you guys exude. Interesting here. But the thing is, you guys, with the Dear Love card, so this card came out in reverse. I want to say that people sometimes secretly think you need to be a little bit more gentle on yourself. I feel like people think you can perhaps be harsh, perhaps with your criticisms, even though I feel like your criticisms are very truthful a lot of the time, I want to say. People do definitely secretly think you are like truthful, but perhaps to a degree where it's like slightly savage here, I want to say, pile 3. But the thing is, people do secretly think that although you have this very powerful side to you, and you are leaders, right? You do have this loving and nurturing side, actually, this softer side. But I feel like people are very intrigued by this, and they kind of want to know more. I feel like a lot of this time, this kind of doesn't come out for people. I also want to say as well, pile 3, when I was shuffling your cards, it was taking a longer time for your cards to come out. So I feel like people feel like, or they think that you keep your cards very close to your chest. They think you're very mysterious here, and they can't 100% gauge you, I want to say, pile 3. With the Pluto card here as well, wow. For a lot of you here, people secretly think that you really somehow transformed your life or transformed yourself, and that you've had really difficult and perhaps even dark, harrowing experiences, I want to say, that would maybe perhaps break some people, whereas they've seen you kind of rise from this. I'm getting this vibe, or this image in my head, of a phoenix rising from the ashes, and I feel like people secretly think that you are like this phoenix that rises from the ashes, right? And that you take whatever difficult things you've been through and use them to transform and to grow, evolve. Interesting. With the Jupiter card here, I feel like people think that you do have this I'm hearing bitter sarcasm for some of you, so I feel like some of you maybe say really savage things that are like hilarious to a lot of people, but that doesn't have to be the case for all of you here. In either way, people secretly think that you have this really big energy, actually, I want to say, and this more humorous side that kind of is more light-hearted in a sense. I pick up with the Jupiter card. um, I also feel like people with the thinking woman card here, people think you're very knowledgeable, they think you're very intelligent and smart, they think you're also very wise, I want to say, pile 3. Again, I do pick up that people are secretly kind of intimidated by this power that you hold. With the air card here, again, this energy of intelligence is really being emphasized, and knowledge, right? But the thing is, I feel like people secretly think you keep a lot of thoughts to yourself, maybe, or perhaps more personal things to yourself. I feel like people secretly think as well that you're maybe a little bit hard to get to know, I want to say, pile 3, and that they can't 100% pin you down or understand you straight off the bat, maybe. Really interesting. However, with the Ladybug Bright Energy card, people do secretly think that actually, if they get the chance to know you, I want to say, they feel like they'd be very lucky and blessed, because I feel like you're not the types to just let anyone in, pile 3, I pick up. And I feel like people, they feel like actually you'd be able to bless their lives. I get a very loyal vibe from you guys, and I think people also secretly think that you can be very loyal and fierce in your love, I want to say, especially when it comes to protecting people that you really care about, pile 3. Something interesting I'm seeing, guys, with the second chakra card and the all tied up card here, people secretly think that you have this very passionate animalistic side behind closed doors, if you know what I mean, pile 3. They secretly feel like you're a freak, actually, and maybe even a little bit kinky, I want to say, pile 3. I feel like you have a lot of people that are sexually attracted to you, pile 3, and they secretly kind of have these fantasies about you, and these thoughts about you. They want to know more. Very interesting. However, I want to say that sometimes people secretly think that you don't know how to let your walls down, in a sense, or they wish that you'd let your walls down a little bit more, and just maybe loosen up on being serious at times for some of you. With the release and surrender card, people secretly think that you are not afraid to just let go of anything that's not good for you. I feel like people secretly think that actually you can be very ruthless and strong when it comes to just releasing baggage and burdens. And even people here, people secretly think that if they wrong you, they're kind of afraid that you just cut them off, I want to say. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Pile 3. With the Empress card here, people secretly think you're really attractive. They think you're very beautiful or handsome. I also want to say that people secretly think you really know how to dress well. I feel like people also think that for those of you that are creative as well, they think that you are really good at your creative talents, I want to say, and that you really shine when it comes to creativity, in a sense here. Very interesting. With the Magician card here as well, people secretly think that you have this deep power to create whatever it is you want in life. People think that you are goal-getters, for sure, I want to say, and they feel like you know how to get what you want, in a sense here. I feel that people secretly think you're very resilient as well, and that you never ever give up when it comes to getting what you want and your dreams. Something that's kind of interesting I am picking up on, however, pile 3. I feel like with the Knight of Chalices in reverse here, I feel like for the people that crush on you, I want to say, or people that are like romantically interested in you, pile 3, they secretly think that you would reject their feelings. They have this fear here that you would kind of reject them and say, well, I don't perhaps feel the same way you do. For some of you here, that's just what they secretly think. I'm not saying that is or isn't the truth here, pile 3. I feel like people are secretly afraid that you might break their heart as well, in a sense. I also get this vibe as well with my pile 3s that people feel like they could never control you here, especially with the Hierophant in reverse. People secretly think that you really do march to the beat of your own drum. You do your own thing here. I feel like people think that you will not allow somebody else to tell you what to do. I feel you like to do things your own way here. I feel that you can be quite rebellious as well. People also think this about you. With the Wheel of Fortune here as well, I want to say people secretly think that you maybe have a big destiny in this life, and that you have big dreams that you are going to achieve, actually. People secretly feel like you're kind of destined or bred for success, rather, pile 3, really interesting here. I also feel like people, they have this fear about confronting you as well. They secretly think that if they tried to confront you in some way, you would just completely spill the truth out. And I feel that if people tried to perhaps argue with you or fight with you, they have this fear that they would not win here because of your power that you exude, pile 3. Very interesting. With the Hermit as well, I feel like people secretly think though that you isolate yourself and you don't know how to open up with many people here. They also feel like you're very secretive with your intentions sometimes, pile 3, and they can't exactly figure you out here. However, with the Knave of Wands here and the Knight of Wands, oh my god, people secretly think you have this fire kind of just raging out of you. They feel like you are really independent, I want to say, very self-reliant. Again, really unafraid to go after what you want as well. Again, people are secretly really attracted to you here as well. They have a lot of passionate thoughts and desires towards you, pile 3. Okay, very interesting. With the Devil card in reverse here, I feel like people secretly think that you may have had to battle with toxic energies in your life, I want to say, or perhaps even toxic behaviors. Some people secretly think as well that perhaps for those of you that have dealt with addictions, I want to say, they think that you're really strong for doing this, actually, and in a sense, I feel like if you do maybe open up about this to other people, pile 3, they would find it very human, actually. I feel like they would kind of admire you for showing this vulnerability. I also feel like people secretly wish that you would show them more of your vulnerable side as well, and this loving side that you have. With the 8 of Cups here, people secretly think that, again, I specifically feel this is with people who are like interested in you romantically. They secretly are afraid that you would walk away from them here, for some kind of reason. I feel that a lot of this actually has to do with them maybe just not feeling good enough for you, pile 3. But they seem to have this fear here that you would be fearless in kind of just releasing or maybe not opening up your feelings to them in some kind of way here, pile 3. People also think that you're not afraid to cut BS out of your life and walk away from things that are just generally not good for you, pile 3. Interesting. With the 10 of Swords here, I pick up that people secretly think you have been through something that is quite painful, actually. People secretly think that you have this more morose or deep pained or maybe heartbroken side in a sense, and they kind of pick up on your emotions here a little bit. They don't know a whole lot about it, but I feel like they often ponder maybe what it is that hurt you, or why they're kind of picking up on this vibe, like what's kind of going on here, right? With the Four of Swords here, I feel like with the skulls on this card, again, you guys, people, they're a little bit afraid of you. I want to say, I feel like this is more people who don't know you, right? They feel like you can perhaps be brutal or cutting or harsh here, or maybe even harsh with your words. I want to say, um, very interesting. I'm getting this vibe as well that people secretly think that you've perhaps built yourself up from the ground here, I want to say, pile 3, especially for those of you that feel you are quite successful, just generally speaking. People really admire this about you. Yeah, for sure, people do. They really do admire this about you. With the Two of Pentacles here as well, I feel like people think you're very busy, and that you work really hard as well with the Eight of Pentacles here. People think that, again, it's like you're bred for success here, right? For a lot of you, I feel like sometimes people think you maybe work a little bit too hard, or you're maybe too focused on work, perhaps more than them, right? Interesting. With the roses on this Two of Wands card here, you guys, I feel like you have a lot of people that are like secretly in love with you, I want to say. A lot of people that are not only fantasizing about you in a physical way here, but also in a romantic way. People are like, I don't know why, but I'm being reminded of like Edward from Twilight, in how, as he's kind of like mysterious, right, and then Bella kind of falls for him. I feel like maybe that kind of happens with you guys a lot, where people think you're like Edward or something. Very, very interesting, pile 3. I also pick up with the Hanged Man card, again, this kind of energy of pain being highlighted, right, in the way that this guy's chest is being kind of ripped open here. I really feel like people wish they would you would let them in on what it is you're thinking and really feeling deep down. People also secretly think that you have a really big heart, I want to say, pile 3. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. I do hope that resonated, and thank you for watching. Bye.